What is up, folks? This is Ericast, and welcome back to, and it's been a long time coming, Infinity Minecraft. Alright, so, this is my new abode. It's kind of cramped, but it's functional. I have not set up all their machinery because, as I mentioned, I believe I actually mentioned this in an episode that I actually released. I'm going to get rid of all the IC2 stuff because I think it just doesn't gel well with everything else right now, which is really a shame because, well, people have just kind of moved on from it, which is pretty sad because it's a pretty awesome mod. Once we do get all of our ore processing up and running, I am going to be using these though, and actually I do remember that, not generators, but we're going to be using IC2 stuff, but I do remember I did this in the last episode, where I talked about everything I was going to do with IC2 and all that kind of fun stuff. Alright, so, I'm going to be setting up some small stuff here, nothing too complicated, starting in the next episode. And the reason for that is I actually have some recording that I did about, I don't know, a month and a half ago. And I want to show you guys that first. But before we do that, I want to show you where I have settled now. So this is a town that was naturally generated. And I thought it was kind of perfect. So it's this little walled city that's right at the edge of one of the Alps zones. And there's a really cool system of valleys that are in this area that I would love to build in. So this is what we're going to be doing, which is pretty amazing. I love this zone, just the verticality of it. It's really, really awesome. What an interesting hat you have there. Alright, so I'll just walk around the village a little bit and show you what's going on. I'm going to level the roads a bit and kind of shape the city so it looks a bit more natural. Because at the moment most of it's actually okay. But there's a few areas it's like, that's not really a road. So, yeah. And I've got my portal over here, which is nice and handy. I'll just put it in the corner because this was a nice open area. Maybe I'll come up here and show you guys from a little bit better height. So I don't have a jetpack or anything quite yet. I really need to work on some form of flight, but I just have not gotten there yet. The series actually doesn't have all that many episodes, but we're getting there, and should be coming a lot more regularly now. So this is my nice little city that I found and settled in. So, alright, so now I will show you 20 minutes or so that I recorded, like I said, a while back, and it'll bring you up to speed on what all I have made and all that kind of stuff. Pretty sure it's some AE2 stuff, but here you go. So, I'll go ahead and cut here and say until next time, hope you have a wonderful day. What is up, folks? This is Ericast, and welcome back to Infinity Feed the Beast Modpack. Alright, so we need to do a few things today, but I think the first thing that we're going to start off with is getting everything into our AE system. So we've still got a lot of chests, and I'm actually going to keep using a bunch of them. I'm going to keep using these over here. As you can see, I've expanded my experience area considerably. It took a lot more than I thought to get rid of those 72 levels. But yeah, they're all stored in here now, and they look really awesome. But yeah, I'm going to keep storing the things that I need bulk storage for in here. But I would like to be able to store other things in here, because they're much easier to access. And another thing that we'll end up doing is setting up those chargers, or the growth accelerators as well. So first things first, we need to, let's type applied into here and take a look at, I think it's on the second page, maybe. where's our toggle buses that we can never find? Alright, there we go. So we need the import bus. So for that, all we're going to need is an annihilation core, which we have since you make 2 of them at a time, and a sticky piston, which I think we might actually have one of those as well. Let's go ahead and take a look in here. No sticky piston in here. Looks like we have most of what we need to make it, though. Actually, we have everything we need to make it. Alright, so let's grab that. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's grab our annihilation core. And what else did we need? Oh, looks like it disappeared again. Alright, so applied. Let's take a look at the import bus. We need 2 more iron ingots. Okay. Well, that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so let's go into the crafting table. Like that. Actually, we need to make our piston first. Oops. We'll have to get our slime out of the chest to my left in a second. We've got plenty of that. You can see there's another stack there and all those. So it's not like we're going to run out of slime anytime soon. That's for sure. Okay, like that, and like not that. There we go. ME import bus. Alright, so we're going to need cables from here. And maybe, yeah, I've got them in here. Okay, awesome. So let's run them like that. And we should have items start coming out of here. Now, it's going to be pretty slow, and it speeds up over time. So you can see it's going faster and faster. But we kind of need it to be a little bit faster than that, because we've got several chests in there to be able to, or that need to be taken care of. So let's type in applied again and take a look at these. Now we could use the acceleration card. It's called card, fuzzy, crafting. I think capacity is the one that we want to put in there. No, let's go ahead and just stick with the acceleration one. Alright, so for that we're going to need an advanced card and a flux crystal. So for that one, we're going to need a calculation processor. Oh crap, it looks like I'm just going to be waiting for a while. But while we wait, we can go ahead and make these growth accelerators, hopefully. Alright, so we have these, so we just need flux blocks, which unfortunately are going to take a bit of flux crystals. Thankfully, the flux blocks take the exact same amount of flux crystals, no matter whether you have pure or not. So that is definitely a bonus. Alright, so let's go ahead and make 4 of them. Not a problem. Alright, so we're going to need some quartz glass, but we're going to need more than this. And we've got more glass in the other room. So there's powder. I guess we're going to have to use this one. That's fine. Should not hold that one. Alright. Perhaps it is in... I always hold my sword when I'm running around. And unfortunately, my sword at the moment is my chainsaw, which makes noises. So, that's a bit of a problem, but whatever. Alright, so I guess we'll go with that many to start off with. Alright. I wish this would stop going away every time I access the terminal, but I guess that's just something we have to deal with. Alright, so it only takes 2 per, so we've got plenty of quartz glass here. Alright, we also need iron, and we need the glass cables, which we have. So let's grab some iron, and again, force of habit. I'm guessing the case for the iron, is, or the chest for the iron is in here. Okay. And would it be easier to move one of these tables in the other room? Yeah, probably. But whatever. Alright, so 4, 4. And we barely are going to have enough power to do this. What am I doing that for? Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then I think it's iron in the corners. And then these guys in the middle. Alright, so just 4 of those. And that is going to be more than enough. We're going to have enough cables to run to all of these. Don't know about that. Now, any setup that we're going to do right now is going to be pretty temporary. So I'm just going to put them at this level for now. They're not connecting. Interesting. That's very strange. Do they connect to the top? Okay, so they don't connect to the sides. Alright, so we're definitely going to have to make more glass cables, and really need to make a wrench. Actually, I have a hammer somewhere, and the hammers work on these, the crescent hammers. So, I'm hoping it's in here. Doesn't look like it. And something I really need to make is an ender bag, so that I can start carrying around everything with me and not risk losing it. I am not seeing it anywhere. Well, I guess I'll just continue breaking it with my drill, which does not seem right. Alright, so I'm going to make some more glass cables and set this up and then start growing some stuff because we really need to be more efficient with our quartz. Alright, so see you in a second. Alrighty folks, so the last thing I need, I've got plenty of cables here, is a bucket. I need a water bucket. And I'm switching this thing. Might as well just do that, that way I don't... Here. Now I can hold a sword. Alright, so I need a water bucket from somewhere. And I know I have some, but probably just going to end up making another one. Why not? Did I put it on the wall somewhere? I don't know. Alright, so let's just get 3 pieces of iron. Not a big deal. It's iron. And I have a good amount of it, so... And I can always get more. Alright, so there's a bucket. And it's come... Oh, I know exactly where it is. It's over there by the lava tank. Alright. Thought I just switched you out. Okay. So, 1 bucket of water. And we'll run over here. And put you in there. Alright, so then we'll hook these guys up. And this is actually going to be somewhat of a problem. But you can see all of them are... it's fine. All of them are sparking now. So after that... Actually, I should have waited to do that. But what we do is we have these ground down. And actually, I've got some quartz in the other one. Some Certus quartz. Because I need some pure Certus quartz to make the engineering processors. So let's go ahead and combine the powder and these to get our seeds. And not throw those on the ground. And then go ahead and drop those in there. Now this is going to work much more quickly than the alternate way. And see, it's only been in there for just a few seconds. And these are already at 9%. So you remember last time it was in there for about half an hour, 45 minutes, and it got 9% on it. So yeah, this is much, much quicker when you have the growth accelerators. Now you only need, well, need in quotations, one of them to speed it up, but the more you add, the quicker it gets. And it does have to be adjacent like this, so 4, I'm assuming, is the maximum. You might be able to get away with 5, but I think it's on a horizontal plane and not vertical. If it is vertical as well, it could be that you could do a total of 6, but 6 wouldn't be very practical. 5 would be reasonable. But yeah, as you can see, they've already changed to their second state, and they should be in their third state here pretty soon. Oops. Yeah, actually that is going to be a problem. Alright, but yeah, you can see 50% done already, so 49 there. But yeah, so we're going to let those fix up. And next, what I really want to do, well, I'm going to have to wait for those to get finished before I make our terminal, but I can go ahead and make an elevator, I think. Because pillaring up and down constantly is kind of getting on my nerves. So we just need a bunch of wool, 8 wool, and an ender pearl, which we have plenty of ender pearls now. So, and the ability to get even more. There we go. Alright, so there's our ender pearl. Actually, we're going to need 2 of these, aren't we? So we're going to need 16 wool. And it's in here somewhere. Alright, light gray is fine. Because we can't macerate that, unfortunately. But we can use them to make these elevators from open blocks, which are pretty amazing. And let's go ahead and put, we'll go and just drop down. Put one right there. And go to the bottom of this pillar, place one on the floor, and jump. And yeah. Awesome. Now, it might be in your configs if you're not using this mod pack that it uses levels whenever you use the elevator. You can change that in the config files for the mod. I need to put in some more coal, looks like. I'll just use these blocks of coal and put them like that. Okay. Yep. Yeah, I know, I hear you. Now, that brings us to something else that we really need to get going. I'll do this part off camera because I'm not really worried about it. The chests, getting everything into their spots. I'm just using this dolly to be able to go like this. You just right click on it and it slows you down a bit, it zooms you in a little bit, but you just go like that and then it'll start importing the items as soon as it's, oh, yep, these guys are done. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this because I don't want to be using up the power constantly when I'm not using it. Now, I'm definitely going to have to make more crystals and make sure these flux crystals are being used efficiently in making the pure crystals. So, or the pure flux crystals rather. But that'll be later off camera so you guys don't have to sit around with me and, you know, be bored and, you know, whatnot. Alright, so I've got all that in there. And as you can see, this is draining out. This is putting all the ores in there. And actually, you know what? I'm going to... Did I put the dolly in here? Yeah, I did. I'm going to stop this because I am going to do a setup later that kind of needs this to be in a separate area. Because I'm going to use the Ender IO mod to set up the ore processing. So for now, yeah, I'm going to end up pulling the ores out of here. But again, I'll do that off camera just because it's going to take some time and be a little nitpicky. But yeah, I think that'll be okay. But what we need to do next is work on... Do I want to do the chunk loader first, or do I want to do... Let's do the chunk loader just because it's quick and simple, so I don't really have to get a lot of materials together for it. Alright, so we're going to need to make an enchanting table, and we're going to use the actual chunk loader. Oops, not chuck, chunk. We're going to actually use the real chunk loader as opposed to the other ones like from Railcraft. What's the rail one called? I'm always forgetting what that one is called. See if I can find it in here. It's usually the one people talk about when they talk about trunk loaders. But you know, we used a different type from in the mod pack. Where is it? Oh, right there. So world anchors. Those are typically what people talk about when they say chunk loader, but yeah. So it's also different in the TolkienCraft mod pack. So there's several different types. I can't remember what that one is called. The dimensional anchor, I think, is what it's called. But that one's even cheaper, but I don't have that mod installed. So the chunk loader works very nicely for what we're going to want, and is much better than the world anchor. So much cheaper too. You just need an ender pearl. You need enchantment table. Okay. So we're going to need some obsidian, a book, and some diamond. Now, I do have a little bit of diamond left. I used most of it on my armor. Alright, so where are you, diamonds? There you are. So I'm just going to make one for now. And I'm going to need some books. Do I have what I need for books? So I was kind of expecting to get... Oh, we do have some books. Okay, so just 2 books. And I think I have some sitting here, so 5. Okay. So, like that. Oh, we just need 4. Okay, and... Okay, so why didn't that make an enchanting table? What is it? Oh, it's 2 diamonds, isn't it? Diamonds on the side. Okay. Yeah, it's been a while since I've made an enchanting table. I'm sorry. Alright. Diamond there, and we already have our book. Okay, so like that and like that. Okay, so now we need some gold and an ender pearl. So gold's going to be in the other room, but ender pearl is going to be... Okay. Remembered it was against the wall, but I wasn't sure which chest it is in. Alright, so we're going to need gold, which should be in here. Yep. So it should be more than enough. Okay. And go like this, that in there, and that one right there. And we have our chunk loader. Now what's really cool, I'm going to go outside for this because it's much easier to see when you're outside, is the way that this shows what it's loading. Now if you remember from when I was showing off the dimensional anchor from the TolkienCraft mod pack, it made a gray roof kind of over the chunks that it was loading up. So that was kind of cool, but this one's even better. Alright, so I'm going to put it down right here. And right now it's doing just 2 chunks. I'm going to bump it up. Alright, so you can change it just like in the other one from a square to a circle, line X, Z. I'm going to leave it on a square. Alright, so I'm going to do this. And we're going to show the lasers. So this has lasers that go to the outermost points of each area. So it hits the chunk boundary over there in that corner, and then they start going this direction where they were going along that axis. So I think this is actually kind of cool. You don't want to have them on all the time, but, you know, it's definitely very helpful for figuring out exactly what area that you need. Now, as to which I like better, I think I just said that I like this one better. I do, I think, for the most part, just because it's a little easier to visualize from wherever you are. But at the same time, I kind of like the roof. Just because you can go up in the air and say, oh, okay, this is, you know, what all area that we're covering. But I don't think the roof style is as visually appealing as this is. And something that's also kind of cool. Okay, so this is the middle of the chunk that this chunk loader is in. So if we put it anywhere in this chunk, it's always, the line's going to go to here. But if we put it into a different chunk, the line is going to be going into a different direction. It just points to the middle of whatever chunk that one's in. So it's kind of cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn these lines off. And I'm going to put this somewhere that's a little less susceptible to creeper blasts. Even though I haven't really seen a creeper around here, I think the slimes are taking all the mob spawning up. Because I'm not really getting much of anything. Which is kind of... It's good and it's not. I guess I can put it over here. So let's go ahead and increase it up to 5 again, and that'll be plenty big for now. Really, I'm just wanting to cover this area for now, but that has some downsides too, because this is constantly going to be using energy. So that means we need to fix our energy problems pretty quickly. What I'm going to do for that is just use the ender tank system that I used in the TolkienCraft. So it's not going to be anything super fancy, but something I'm really running into problems with is the fact that pretty much every single mod uses RF and doesn't use the IC2 energy EU. So this is starting to really be a problem. And as much as I love IC2, it's getting to be kind of frustrating, and I might just get rid of IC2 power generation completely, because I'm starting to get a bit frustrated with it, to be honest. Yeah. I might, instead of using thermal expansion, I might end up using Ender IO, because I have not used Ender IO for much before. I've used the pipes and that's just about it. But, yeah. So what I'm going to do is get a few things together and then we will start on setting up our Ender pump. Sound good? Alright, I'll be back in a second.